You're watching NewsdayTV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. A Long Island man has been charged with a hate crime for allegedly making threatening calls to an elected official. Prosecutors say Jacob Berbar was indicted for aggravated harassment. The 60-year-old allegedly used anti-Semitic language and threatened to kill a Florida lawmaker and her children. The incident happened last November. And only in Newsday, a family is suing after their relative died of a fatal overdose in jail. The Nassau County Sheriff's Office and a corrections officer are named in the wrongful death lawsuit. Now, the suit claims negligence for allowing drugs into the jail and not administering a drug that revives overdose victims. The Sheriff's Department did not respond for comment. Another Long Island school district is laying off teachers. The Riverhead School District says nearly 38 teachers will be let go due to budget issues. The affected positions include art, music, social studies, and more. Keep in mind, last week, Emeryville Schools announced it's laying off 47 staff members. And it's called Delta 8, but it's marketed as Weed Light. And according to a new study, 11% of high school seniors reported using the drug in the past 12 months. Now, it's illegal in New York and more than a dozen other states, but it is sold as gummies, candy bars, breakfast cereal online, and in gas stations and smoke shops. Now, the study says Delta 8 is derived from the cannabis plant, but it's not strong enough to get you high by itself. So manufacturers use household chemicals to enhance it.
The adverse reactions we're seeing is nausea, hospitalization, diarrhea, extreme dizziness. And on the mental health front, we're seeing brief psychotic breaks, people that need to be psychiatrically stabilized. And of course, you're dealing with reactions to household chemicals that everybody is different.
Now, the study also says Delta 8 use among teens should be considered a public health concern. And the median home price in Nassau County has reached a new high. Here's our newsroom update with Jonathan LaMantia. Jonathan LaMantia is our real estate reporter. And John, what is going on with these home prices?
So in February, we saw a record for median price for single-family home sales in Nassau County. That was $752,000. It's up about 16% from the previous year, which is pretty unusual for this time of year.
So why are folks going out while it's cold?
Yeah, so I think one factor might be, there are fewer homes for sale than there are buyers that are interested. You have a lot of competition. And so some of those buyers who might not have been able to purchase in 2023, might have extended their search through the winter, and we might be seeing some of that now.
Now, those buyers, are they still dealing with elevated home prices, or how are the prices looking now?
Yeah, 16% home price appreciation year over year, is really a tremendous amount. Long term, you might see, 3 to 5%. So, this is kind of an extraordinary market, and it's kind of continued since the pandemic, really supercharged demand for suburban homes.
And I always ask you, is it a buyer or seller's market right now?
Yes, still a seller's market. I don't think that answer's changed in our conversations, over the past few months. And that's, again, it's because of the inventory. There's just not enough homes for sale for the demand that's out there.
And people are now going in earlier to try to nab up those homes too, it seems like.
Yeah, trying to get ahead of the spring season.
Jonathan, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Ken.
Some Farmingdale families are taking legal action after a severe flood last September.
Destroyed our basements between 3 and 7 feet. This has been going on now. We're going on month 6 since the storm, and we're still looking for some answers over this.
Now, several homeowners on Linwood Avenue are asking the county, Farmingdale, and the town of Oyster Bay to reimburse them for damages. They claim the county was negligent in maintaining its sewers. Some people spent more than $10,000 on repairs. And only in Newsday, 3 recent winter storms brought serious damage to our coast. Macy Eglin has more on the fight to stop severe erosion.
It is a threat. And for us to pretend it's not there is foolish.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has once again been called in to rebuild the beach in Montauk after recent winter storms carved out the sand.
People said that these last couple of storms in December and January was as bad as they've seen since Sandy.
Newsday's environmental reporter Tracy Tullis says erosion is a natural process. In the winter, waves pull the sand away. In the summer, the pattern shifts and beaches are naturally replenished. But over the years, Mother Nature and human development have made it impossible to keep up.
In recent years, it has seemed to have gotten worse because the seas are rising and because storms are stronger.
This winter, storms have eaten away significant portions of not only Montauk, but Fire Island and Overlook Beach in Babylon. Out west in Nassau, the erosion is so bad at Garvey's Point in Glen Cove, it's washed out this trail leading to the water.
The problem here on the North Shore is twofold. You've got the effects from the water on the shoreline, but also that heavy rainfall coming down the bluff, washing away this sand and vegetation, leaving these tree roots exposed and vulnerable.
Building near the shore and the bluffs has also taken its toll, weakening natural barriers that protect against erosion. And eventually, experts say many properties will need to be built up or moved back.
So that's a challenge in planning for the future, is how do we deal with the legacy issues by helping folks be able to migrate away from the coastlines.
The longer-term strategy has to be building resiliency in everything we do, all of our infrastructure, our water lines, our communities, our roads.
Until then, funding continues both federally and from the state on these dredging projects that protect us temporarily. But experts say it's only a matter of time before it's once again washed away.
With that time that's bought, we need to really find a viable plan for our town to survive in the future.
Reporting for Newsday TV, I'm Macy Eglund.
Now, to read more about the erosion, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. A Westbury nonprofit is working to give sick puppies a leg up. Steve Langford has the story you'll see only in Newsday.
If you've never got to know or love an English or French bulldog, the people at Hurley's Heart Bulldog Rescue in Westbury want to tell you their story.
We saw the breed and how they were struggling and the health issues.
Summer and Harold Summer started their nonprofit 5 years ago to rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome bulldogs in need. And the need is overwhelming.
It just set us off into this crazy notion that we could try to save them all, but we can't.
The organization nurses bulldogs back to health, then seeks adoptive homes for the pets.
I want to keep you. I love it. It's so much fun to foster. I mean, I don't know how people don't want to foster.
Melanie Hoops of Farmingdale has taken in several bulldogs as they await a home. One precious pup needed open heart surgery.
She went in for the surgery. Surgery was successful. And then 2 days later, she passed in our arms at home. And that had to be, I think, the biggest crush ever.
Bulldogs often face serious medical challenges as a result of breeding, and caring for them can sometimes be heartbreaking.
Some of them come in with special needs or there are health issues, and the idea is to give them the best life that they can have until the end.
The search to find families to adopt English and French bulldogs can be a challenge.
I spend days when I wake up crying, not knowing if I could really do all this if I didn't have him.
A mission of mercy. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
Now, to read more about rescue bulldogs, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. All right, here's what's up on Long Island. The St. Patrick's Day parades are still going strong. Check them out this Sunday in Patchogue, Glen Cove, and Wantagh.
If you want the truth and nothing but the truth, someone's got to set you straight.
Luann de Lesseps is coming to Long Island. The Countess and Real Housewives of New York City star will perform her latest cabaret stage Saturday night show at the Paramount. Or spend an evening with William H. Macy. See the award-winning actor along with a screening of Fargo Saturday night at the Patchogue Theater for the Performing Arts. Now for admission info and more events, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. We had a good run, but here's a look at your Long Island weather. And man, the good times are going to take a bit of a break because we are going to see rain tomorrow. Check out the temps for tonight. We are nearly in the 50s, but not quite. And tomorrow, it's going to be wet and rainy pretty much all day. But the good news is Saturday and Sunday looks dry. Here's your 7-day.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us.